Konnichiwa! Hey guys, Jem here once again with another book review. This time I'm going to be reviewing 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I rate this a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the book. It was just so thought-provoking. Anyway, I'm not going to be spoiling the book, so let's head on to the synopsis. Clay Jensen's first love records her last words. Clay Jensen returns home from school to find a strange package with his name on it lying on his porch. Inside, he discovers several cassette tapes recorded by Hannah Baker, his classmate and crush, who committed suicide 2 weeks earlier. Hannah's voice tells him that there are 13 reasons she decided to end her life. Clay is one of them. If he listens, he'll find out why. Clay spends the night crisscrossing his town with Hannah as his guide. He becomes a first-hand witness to Hannah's pain and learns the truth about himself, a truth he never wanted to face. Now, this book, Hannah Baker, the girl, most likely the girl on the cover, committed suicide, and Clay is one of the 13 reasons why that she committed the suicide. She records everything on like cassette tapes, and there are 13 tapes. Each side has a person and the reason why that she committed suicide because of that person, and everything's like explained. And it's just so, I don't know, I really loved the book. It was so thought-provoking. It was so, like, just amazing. Like, giving, like, some inside look, and, like, just the whole thing in general. The suicide, the cassette tapes, sending them to the people. It was just, I really honestly thought it was a good book. Now, that, a couple of years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, when I first started my channel, I did a book review on Speak by R3asons. In some sense, I don't know, I connect these two books in some sense, like the whole like pain, the sort of tragedy kind of thing in high school. So I'm gonna be, since I can't edit videos unfortunately because I use an iPad to record everything, I'm going to change the rating of that, like, right now. I think I rated Speak by R3asons a 9.5 out of 10, but I'm going to change that to a 10 out of 10 because now that I think about the story more and, like, actually start, I don't know, thinking deeper about it, I really honestly enjoyed the book. I really did. So I'm going to change that to a 10 out of 10. I don't know. It was just the storyline, the plot, everything that happens from her entire high school career, it was just so sad and painful, and just things that you don't really see so often, yet they happen more often than you think. So it's like, what was I gonna say? Like, in your town or area or whatever, like, you don't see these kind of things happen often. Suicides, or mostly suicides, and all these, like, bad things. Like, in my town, it's a relatively, like, peaceful town, quiet. Couple of days ago, this girl apparently slashed another girl at the buses when we were about to go home on Thursday. And it was, like, all over the news, and the girl was, like, taken away to jail. And I remember that day because I was running out of the school because I thought I was going to be late for the buses to go home, because I went to the library to, when I told you guys I was getting books, I was hauling in books. I rushed out, and I remember seeing out, like, all the way near my bus, sort of, like a couple of buses away from my bus. There was, like, a whole crowd, police cars, sirens. It was, like, crazy. And now I found out that why that happened. And I was like, oh, holy crap. I was there that day. And I was there when it happened. But even though I didn't see it, I was, like, there, you know? And so things like that don't really happen. And Hannah Baker, actually tells her story, why she committed suicide, what happened to her. And it's just, I don't know. I sort of connect those things together somehow in my head. I do weird connections sometimes. Anyway, that's all I really want to say because I'm not spoiling it. It's a really good book. I honestly really recommend it. I now see why it was a New York Times bestseller. So, that's really good. I honestly really liked it. And I changed the rating for Speak by R3asons, just to let you guys know. Anyway, the next book I'm going to be reading is Sparks. And I'm going to do this on a tilt because you can't really see the cover too well if it's not on a tilt. So, unfortunately, that's the best image I can get for you. This is going to be the next book I'm going to be reading. Sparks by James DeSantis. I have no author bio for him, unfortunately. And then after that book, I'm going to be reading Battle for the Cyberdomes by Stuart Wilson. The first book in a series, apparently. And it is free on Amazon for your Kindle. Now, I have no author bio for both of these books. The author actually sent me both of these, the two authors sent me these books. And, Battle for the Cyberdomes I've had for, like, a year now. He sent it to me back in 2013. I haven't read it. So I gotta really, like, read it this year. Well, like, now. Anyway, I'm gonna give you, the synopsis for Sparks by James DeSantis. Then I'll give you the synopsis for Battle for the Cyberdomes by Stuart Wilson. When Ethan Hamill is struck with both the power of electricity and cancer, he has to choose his life choices wisely. This is the story about Ethan's journey to not only help people, but to find out who he really is. Ethan has a balance being the very first hero and battling a deadly disease. Now's the time to dive into the life of Sparks. And now for the synopsis for Battle for the Cyberdomes. Some books need no introductions, but this isn't one of them. So if you liked Harry Potter, I Am Number 4, Gone, The Hunger Games, Twilight, and Switch, then here's the beginning of another epic tale you're bound to fall in love with. Battle for the Cyberdomes, the first book in the Meta-Normal Defense series. Kyle Rivers is left crippled after an accident that kills both his parents, until a mysterious stranger comes to offer him his life back, at a price. Kyle is forced to join a secret organization where all is not what it seems, and the future of the entire world may just lie in the balance. This awesome sci-fi adventure story will have you on the edge of your seat and screaming for more. Behold a world with no rules, except one. You have to read this. So those are the next books that I'm going to be reading next. First, I'm going to be reading Sparks, then Battle of the Cyberdomes. Just because Sparks, when I got the PDF file, it was shorter. It was like only 150 pages. So I want to get through these books really quickly. And then read the books that are stacked in a tower-like thing that's going to collapse any second. So those are the books I'm going to be reading next. And like I said last time, I'm hoping to get my hands on If I Stay by Gail Forman, because the movie's coming out. It's only 200 pages, and I read the synopsis recently, and I saw the movie trailer, and I thought it was really good, and I just want to really read it now. And then the sequel to it afterwards, you know. So that's all I really have to say. Sorry, this was such a short review. It's like, 9:30 in the morning. I'm just really tired. So, I guess I'll see you guys later. Au revoir!